Nordahl, Van Avermaet or Elminger are going to be winning this stage today.
Yep, it's definitely looking that way. There is the yellow jersey, Rojas just behind him, and Frank Schleck still discussing things in the camp, looking over his shoulder and chatting away to Linus Gerdemann, that sort of bobbing head style of Gerdemann. But they have no real need to chase anything down.
You've seen Gadry there, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Nicholas Roach should be in here. I've not really seen him yet. I think he's just a wee bit further up the bunch. I've seen one or two of the AG2R jerseys. So 45 seconds, 9 kilometres to go. Nordahl doesn't want to be caught by the two chasers of Van Avermaet and Elminger. He wants to try and take this stage solo, but he must only have about 10 seconds in the two chasers.
As you say, Brian, as long as they don't start looking at each other, and they have to, as you pointed out, keep concentrating on the back wheel of Lars Petter Nordhagen and get to him first. Then you can start thinking 8 kilometres to go. 47 seconds is the gap, and they are liable to stay away now because the bunch are not reacting at all. Nobody else wants to come through and react either. And Lars Petter Nordhagen, they are reeling him in, but it's not quick.
12 seconds, and you can just see it. Nordahl
hanging there.
Is really giving him a hard chase. He doesn't want to be caught.
Can't say I'm surprised, and it's horrible, horrible weather here in the Tour de Suisse once again. And Nordhagen, again, another rider, Norwegian, not particularly concerned about the weather conditions. He's just going to pile on.
Sergio Paulino, part of the original 9-man breakaway that went away, hanging on the back here for Saxo Bank.
Yep, along with Jakob Fuglsang on the right-hand side, who seems to be yo-yoing from back to the front of the peloton. You know, one minute you see him up at the front, the next minute he slipped back again. Difficult to know quite what his role is. Coming back from injury, of course, a knee injury. Forced him out of the Giro d'Italia. Yes, Lars Petter Nordhagen is giving these two a very hard time indeed. Yeah, and they must be thinking, when on earth is he coming back?
You got to remember that Nordahl is giving it absolute 100% at the moment. He doesn't want to be caught, and this energy he's giving out at the moment. If he is caught, you know, he's going to be on his last legs, because he's trying to hold these two riders off. Elminger from AG2R just at front, the red of BMC, Van Avermaet, but it looks as if they've only got 100 metres now to chase him down, and he'll be thinking, well, do I keep it going, do I sit up and wait and try and, you know, get my breath, because they only have 39 seconds with 7 kilometres to go, and all it needs is they start messing about and they can be caught, because it looks as if the front of the bunch now have Liquigas and Garmin, so Barracuda, so it does look as if 2 riders against 3 in front. It does look as if Heinrich Hausler could be in this group as well, and that's why Garmin have put 1 rider up in this chase. You just see Hausler now in the middle of our picture for Garmin Barracuda, just in the white overshoes. Rojas is in here as well. Frank Schleck in the green. Yep, he's just looked around, decided, right, I'd take a wee bit of a breather, because we've only got 38 seconds, 6 kilometres to go. We're going to have to give it everything just for one of us to get in this stage win, because the bunch are now starting to chase.
Yeah, good thinking. Let's all work together. Slot on the back whilst he can for just a little bit, and Van Avermaet looks at him, saying, are you going to get on the wheel, and we'll keep going. Too worried, because normally, on paper anyway, Van Avermaet would have the better kick out of the 3 of these men, but it's not over yet.
Oh, when you look at Elminger as a strong rider,
he's got not a bad kick either.
Yeah, and now you've got Astana riding at the front, so Astana must have you know, one of their sprinters there. Maybe it could be maybe Basayev is in there, so it's 3 against 3. It looks like the 1 rider from Astana, 1 from the Liquigas team, and 1 from Garmin Barracuda, so it's 3 against 3, which you know, it's not hard to do the maths. And now Katusha joining in the group, so it's 4 against 3. So it's looking very likely that you know, they could chase them back, but it's going to be a hard chase for the bunch. These 4 riders, you know, really have to give it 100%, chase these 3 riders down. It really depends if these 3 riders start to mess about, which they're fully committed now. I think just give it 100%, get to the finish, get to the last kilometre. Who's got enough strength in their legs? It doesn't come down to who's got the fastest sprints, but what's not going to help is Norddog has given 100% in the last few kilometres. Now he's kind of hanging on the back. So Van Avermaet and Elmerger have chased him down. They're starting to think, well, I tell you what, we don't want to be dragging Norddog. And you just see the whole bunch in one line now.
5k and 21 seconds as Liquigas on the hunt for the 3 scalps of the men in front. Greg Van Avermaet of BMC, Martin Elmiger, Swiss rider riding for AG2 Ireland Mondial. There he is in your shot, and Lars Petter Nørgaard has been doing an awful lot of work, and he's hanging at the back here now because he's already missed 2 turns on the front. He's trying to hang in there. He gave an awful lot of effort to try and stay away from these men and was giving them a hard time chasing, but has realised that as the gap has come tumbling down, the only thing he can do is wait up and see if they can go on. But look at the way it's come down from 30-odd seconds now to under 15 seconds with 4 kilometres to go. And Van Avermaet rolls through. Nordhaug can't do a turn on the front once again. Astana, Katusha, Liquigas have all, and Garmin Barracuda have all put people on the front to bring this back in the last kilometre or so, and just look at the way they've eaten up into that lead. We're into the last 4 kilometres and in we go.
Yeah, it's Gavazzi
all over.
In there.
Yep. Well, we mentioned Gavazzi being the sort of man who can get over in these sort of circumstances, and it appears to be that way for him today. Elmiger doesn't want to give up just yet.
So we know that Gavazzi are chasing with Astana. We know that Hausler is in there for Garmin Barracuda, Sagan in there for Liquigas. Katusha are riding at the front, and just see Oscar Freire on the right hand side there. So Oscar Freire is in here, so we're going to see a nice wee sprint here when we get into Trimbach.
Yeah, Freire, another rider who's very good at the difficult conditions and so experienced, triple world champion that he is. 3 kilometres to go for our pelotons. They come under the banner, and the junction is made. They're all going to sell. Van Avermaet goes towards the front again. It's all over for these men. Van Avermaet's trying.
See, the thing is, and I know you have to put your sprinter in there with the best possible chance to win this, but everybody must have been sitting back and thinking, well, we're going to leave it to Liquigas and Peter Sagan because we're not going to be able to beat him. But you never know what happens in a sprint finish, and you know, you could have riders slipping off in corners and things like that. So it's unfortunately for this breakaway, 4 teams have now come to the front and you know, decided to bring it all back as Van Avermaet just goes and shows his frustrations there. Yep.
Caught within 3 kilometres of the line. Sagan in the white jersey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There he is, number 21, Rohath, just on his wheel. Stibar is the rider who's managed to make it up for Omega Pharma Quickstep, the world champion at cyclocross. Zetnek Stibar, number 5 there. Yeah, he's got a fairly decent punch on him. Oh,
Gusev.
That's interesting. I think they're trying to force the other riders to bring this one down again, keep people working and make sure that not too many people can come up to the front and therefore challenge in the final. Canny riding, certainly by Freire. He'll have said, well, you guys keep this, if it slows down, keep it going. Damiano Cunego up towards the front, turning over a massive gear. Peter Sagan just thinking, oh, I'll just wait until we get there. Nice to see Stibar up there. Rohath is in the middle in the national champions jersey of Spain. Green helmet with those bands across the middle, and it's dead messy here.
Nobody wants to take it up, that's the problem.
Nobody wants to have a go, that's it. Radio Shack Nissan had one rider up towards the front. I was trying to work out what the other team was because the gilet was on, but it's Vacon Soleil. Was that Fulsang? No. Yep. Jakob Fulsang. Well, he's been off the back and then up the front and the back again. Trying to drag out this one. Under the final kilometre to go, Banner, obscured by the railway bridge, which thankfully doesn't intrude on the action this time, the railway. And Jakob Fulsang was ahead of Liquigas. They seem to have it under control now under the last kilometre. Only one man, but do you need more than one man for this run-in for Peter Sagan? I'm not sure. Rohath is right behind him, and Heinrich Hausler sits third back in the sprinters train there. Oh, a nicely placed tree.
Sagan's let him go.
A dive off the front. He's got
Albacini in there in third
look,
place.
he's managed to work his way. There's that Van Evermart again. Yeah. No, it's Marcus Belkart on the far right-hand side, who's decided to go over. He was close yesterday, and Peter Sagan thinks, hi, here comes the train again of Burkhardt. He's going to drive for the line. Sagan's not even trying at the moment. He's looking over his shoulder to see wherever there is. Burkhardt's really going. Rohath gets into his wheel. Whoa! Frere almost colliding with Heinrich Hausler there, and sits up completely. Sagan has gone. It's going to be another one for Peter Sagan. No effort spared by everybody else trying to catch him, but there was nobody capable of holding the wheel of Peter Sagan, and he just rode away by himself. Rohath bravely tried to get there. Heinrich Hausler almost collided with Oscar Freire. Freire sat up at that point thinking, I'm never going to get past there, and that's another superb win for Peter Sagan. Can anybody stop him?
It's like deja vu, Tour of California all over again, and he's got another 2 days of where he can get another 2 stage wins. So, but you can't take anything away from him. He is the fastest in the race. He can go over these climbs, and as I said, you've got to be in it to win it. And you know the team's helped him bring it back. He's only one teammate left, and he still came out a winner. I would have thought maybe they would have kind of sat back a wee bit, but they didn't. And you know, the Katusha, Garmin Barracuda, and Astana all helped this man win this stage and bring these 3 riders back, because I thought it was maybe 10 kilometres ago that these 3 riders would have stayed away.
Look at Burkhardt's face. And leading from the front, Peter Sagan takes the win today, ahead of Rohath. Just see Hausler on the left-hand side of your shot. Obscured from your shot is the form of Oscar Freire. Albacini, good to finish by Albacini in the end. And he's got time to just sit up. Comes to something when all the other sprinters are looking around to see where everybody else is placed, doesn't it? Did you notice that?
I don't need a team, I just need one rider.
Well, that's pretty what it worked out, hasn't it? I think Marino Moser was the man who was helping him in the last couple of kilometres or so. Look, Freire is well set up by this point. I've had enough of that. I can't compete with that.
Albacini looks as if he nicked third place there.
Yep.
I'd say 5th.
And Hausler out of the picture as well. Rohath, the nearest man to challenge him. Both similar sort of shapes and physique, Rohath and Sagan. Well, Sagan is slightly bigger overall. They're sort of broad-shouldered, muscular sprinters, aren't they, rather than the sort of the small, slim, big-legged jobs. Peter Sagan, Gusev in 6th in the end. Matteo Monteguti. Powell's, what's he doing up there? And Oscar Freire.
Steve Cummings in there in 10th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gusev going from 2 kilometres and still have a sprint left in him. Just goes to show you that there was only, 4 or 5 sprinters left there.
And that's great to see Steve Cummings up there as well, using that big engine to good effect to get into the top 10. Rui Costa holds the yellow jersey again for another day ahead of Frank Schleck, Romain Kreuziger, Nicolas Roche rounds out the top 6 there. Hope we get some nicer weather tomorrow, but it doesn't look like it much, so does it, I think?